Hey guys, I want to do a big sis tip corner. Today's big sis tip is about how to keep your identity in a relationship. And the most simplest way that I can describe it is like having ice cream. And there's dairy-free ice cream out there. There's a couple brands that are actually very tasty. But I scoop Johnny some ice cream and then scoop Sarah some ice cream, the same amount of scoops, the same everything. But she gets sprinkles on top of hers and he doesn't get sprinkles on top of his. But the sprinkles are a representation of the relationship, and she's the ice cream. And that's why she has a little bit of sprinkles on hers. Once again, ice cream's the same. It's just she has sprinkles. But that's because she's in a relationship, and the sprinkles are the relationship. You don't need sprinkles on ice cream, and you don't need whipped cream on ice cream, but it does taste good, and it does make it taste a little bit better. But the ice cream's still the same. The ice cream's still ice cream. The ice cream is still good by itself. The ice cream still has the same ingredients. Still made the same flavor. The only difference is that it has sprinkles on it now. And yes, it does taste good with the sprinkles, but it tastes good by itself too. And that's how the relationship should be. How the relationship should be that, you're the ice cream, you good, you tasty, you delicious, you're doing it up. You're whole by yourself. You're a whole thing by yourself. You're good, you're delicious. But then adding the sprinkles on top of the ice cream just makes it, a little bit better. And that's fine. Because you want to be in relationships that do elevate your life, to make your life better. But just because a relationship came into your life doesn't mean that you weren't good before and that you're not great before. Because you were whole before, just like the ice cream. Whole before, all the same ingredients, still amazing flavor. It's just that now you have a little bit extra flavor on the ice cream now because of the sprinkles. But it doesn't change the ice cream. The ice cream is still whole by itself. The ice cream is still a whole item by itself. It's still delicious. It's still good. You can eat it without the sprinkles, but to add the sprinkles on just makes it taste a tad bit better. And everybody likes their ice creams different too. So you can add any toppings you want. And if it's bussin', it's bussin'. To keeping the identity of yourself in a relationship is super important, because if you don't, then you and your partner can have a codependent relationship, which is terrible, and then leads to a lot of abuse, and then you lose yourself. It's not great. Trust me, it's not great. You don't want it at all. That's like you set your ice cream out in the sun for too long, and now it's melted and you got ice cream soup. But then you realize that it was not just ice cream soup, and that it turned a little bad, but it didn't look like it. And now you're throwing up because you got acute food poisoning. Nah. We skipping that. Another way that you could keep your identity in a relationship is to make sure that you have boundaries, and to also make sure that when you're doing these boundaries that you have reasonable expectations and reasonable goals for yourself in the relationship. Because people really be out here having unrealistic expectations from their partner and for themselves. And then they start feeling like that they're accountable for how their partner feels and for how their partner acts, and then start thinking that they're held accountable for the relationship falling apart when the partner's not doing anything to make the relationship last. No, we're not here. Not saying that, you have to be a whole asshole to your partner, but your partner is responsible for their own actions and their own things that they say and their own feelings. Do not, on any circumstance, take up for your partner's actions and responsibilities and the things they say and their feelings. Do not. You will get in a codependent relationship really quickly. Because like I said, the tasty ice cream with sprinkles is now melted. And you got a cute food poisoning because you decide that you could still, I could still drink it. Nah, you were lied to. You can't drink it. Because now you got acute food poisoning and you're throwing up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Also, another thing that I want to say about keeping your identity in a relationship is understanding the difference between compromise and sacrificing. Compromising is you guys both come together and come to a conclusion that you guys are both happy about and you both agree on. And I'm emphasizing both because both is a compromise. Sacrifice is when one person, and 9 out of 10 times is that person being abused, has to give up what they wanted to do or what they wanted to make the other person happy. That's not a compromise. That's self-sacrifice. And what can they lead you? In codependency. And what are we trying to stay out of? Codependency. And what do we want? Food poisoning. Compromise is like, it's like your partner telling you that they need a lot of alone time, but you're like, okay, quality time is my love language. Okay, let's come to a compromise. Let's say on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. is the time where we're gonna hang out and we're gonna do whatever you want to do that you feel like would be, whatever you want to do. I don't know, watch a movie, go for a walk, go on a date. I don't know. Do whatever, but then, like, all the rest of the times, it doesn't have to only be at 10. It doesn't only have to be at 3 p.m. to 4, and it doesn't only have to be Tuesday, but I'm just saying. My point is that they said that they need a lot of alone time, but your love language is quality time. So then you're like, hey, let's come for a compromise. You will be able to get the alone time that you need, and I will be able to spend the time that I need with you when we meet on Tuesday at 3 p.m. And then both sides win. They get the rest of the week to be by themselves, chill, hang, relax, recharge. And you still get to spend time with them. Sacrificing is the complete opposite. So they say they need a lot of alone time, and then you tell them that your love language is quality time, and then they tell you, well, you're gonna have to deal with it because I was this way and I will always be this way and no one's ever gonna change me. You can't change me. That's not compromising, that's sacrificing. And that's disrespectful. And then when you do spend time Then when you do spend time together, you're not doing what you want to do. You're doing what they want to do. You hate shopping, but they want you to go to Tiffany's on a Tuesday. The day that you said that was the day supposed to be for you and to hang out with them and to do what you want. That's not compromise. That's sacrificing. Yeah, they're there, but you're not being nurtured. You're not getting the love that you need. You're literally just doing what they want. When you do that any other day, that's not a compromise. That's a sacrifice. No, we don't want it. You know why we don't want it? Because the ice cream melted. And now it's not sweet. Now it's not a treat. Now you got acute food poisoning. Just because it's not chunky and it doesn't smell bad doesn't mean that the milk has not gone bad. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. Another compromise would be, yeah, he's like, oh, he keeps using your face towel. And then you're like, why do you keep using my face towel? Can you stop using my face towel? This is for my face. I have a whole routine. Please stop using my face towel. Then I'm like, oh, well, your towel works the best. Your towel works the best for this reason, this, that, and the third. Right? So they feel like, they trying to do what it is that they want to do with the towel. And they feel like they have some obligation to it because they feel like since, you guys are together, that you guys should share things and that you shouldn't, hold back stuff from each other and that jazz. You know what I mean? The compromise there would be buy them the same towel you use, but then tell them, hey, this is the same towel I use. And now, you have your own, and we both now can use the towel. We both now can use the similar towel. Now they have their own towel. Now you have your own towel. Compromised. So another example of self-sacrifice would be you are not at all in the mood because you just don't feel good. You're having a really droopy, sad day, or you're really depressed because, I don't know, you woke up depressed for no damn reason, and you're so sad. And or you just feel empty. You don't feel nothing. You're just nothing. But, your partner's like, oh, I'm in the mood. I want to do all this other stuff. And then be like, but, you have an obligation to me because of wifely duties, or you're my fiance, or you don't love me, that's why you never want me to touch you. No. And then they try to talk you into that shit. That's not a compromise. That's self-sacrifice. That's not a compromise. That's self-sacrifice. Because you literally are letting this man or woman sexually abuse you. Not a compromise. That's a sacrifice. A lot of things in life don't have to be so hard. And love is definitely one of them. No one said that love is rainbows and lollipops and unicorns. But love definitely shouldn't make you feel like you have to give every single bit of you and a little bit more to make that person happy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Throw it away. Dump them. Throw it away. Dump them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The thing that you gotta work on with each other, like, your triggers. Maybe no, no, no. Like, with, my example, I don't do well with physical touch and physical intimacy because I was intimate with my boyfriend before I was ready, and it really left an impact on me. So now I'm not super good with like physical intimacy. Not a lot of people know this, and I know not a lot of people know this because they don't know my life. But then when people are, like, then people do things like, try to hug me or do other things, then I'm like, oh, I know you don't know this about my life, and I know you don't know me, but next time, ask before doing that, and then also don't do it again because I'm not really comfortable with that type of display, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't do it because, they're trying to be rude to you. They're just trying to console you, and they know that people, most of the time, who are wanting to be consoled or need to be consoled, hugging them will help them. And, hugging them might help them. So they think that, oh, maybe if I hug them, they'll feel better because they know that it makes them feel better. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like being like, hey, that was really triggering for me, and I really didn't like it. And then telling them that. But then after you tell them that, and they still do shit like that, disrespectful, dump their ass. Disrespectful, dump their ass. Disrespectful, dump them. Dump them. Dump them. I don't care. Don't make excuses. You know how excuses gonna get you? Codependency. Do you know where you're gonna be next? Do you know where you're gonna be? Crying, upset, beating yourself up, and you lost yourself. You lost yourself. You lost yourself. You know why you lost yourself? Because you have become that person's guardian. You literally have become whatever that person molded you to be, like a fucking piece of clay. Just because you wanted to keep the peace. Just because you wanted to be chosen. Just because you think that if you don't do it, then they're not going to love you back, and then they're going to leave you. Let them leave. 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 Don't drink the melted ice cream. You set it out in the sun for too long. And just because it didn't look chunky and didn't have that weird smell, doesn't mean that it's still not expired and that you won't be on the fucking toilet throwing up, because you will. Because you will. Or shitting your fucking damn pants out. Your fucking asshole now is on fire because of how much you've been shitting. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make excuses. Don't take up for them. Don't sacrifice your needs. And I said needs, not wants. Needs. Do not sacrifice them. A BMW is not a need. It's a want. For your partner to respect your love language is a need, not a want. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. When it sprinkles in your ice cream is a want, not a need. Because the ice cream is perfectly fine without the sprinkles. But does the sprinkle make it look better? Yup. Does it make it taste better? Yup. Still good by itself though. Don't be a fool. And don't be getting a fool and think that you have to do these things. You don't. You don't have to sacrifice. Nope. Nope. You can keep your identity and be respected and not have to sacrifice in a relationship. It's very much possible. It's very much possible. It's very much possible. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's going to be triggering. It is. It is. Especially if you're someone like me who has had a really difficult, and I mean difficult, childhood, and you have abandonment issues, you had low self-esteem, you had codependency issues, you had insecurities, you had fear of abandonment, you had all these slew of things, and you had daddy issues. On top of that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard for you not to want to people please and to do what they want, just so that way you can keep the peace. And that way, you're going to feel like you're loved just because that person's there, but you're not. And it's not good for you. It's not it. It's not it. It's not it. It's not it. Let it go. And I know it's hard to say. I know it's hard to do. I know it's hard to do. But you're honoring yourself. You're honoring yourself when you decide and you stay away from that person or that thing that always makes you in this terrible, never-ending cycle of self-abandonment. You don't want it. You only think you need it, but you only want it. You don't need it, you only want it.
I dropped my pickle juice.